Hey guys, Brian here. In my last photo, I showed you how to use RawTherapee to take a photo like this, which is already very nice. And I showed you all the tools and settings that I use to give that same photo a wow factor, like a pop factor, just like you see here. So there's that pop, that wow. It just jumps out at you, right? The colors are vibrant. It's not too much. It's not overexposed. But I did notice something in this photo, guys. The headlights are on and there's no lens flare. Now, I do love a good lens flare, and I'll be honest, there's no replacement for taking a photo and getting a good lens flare at the time of taking the photo. There's no replacement for a proper lens flare, but I'm going to show you how to use RawTherapee to kind of create a lens flare for yourself. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go into the selective editing tab here, and you're going to turn that little button on. Guys, very important. If you don't turn that button on, you're going to be following along to this video, and nothing's going to be happening, and you're going to get frustrated and throw a mouse at your computer. Turn that tab on, okay? Turn that little button on there. The first thing we're going to do is add a spot. Okay, so now I'm going to make this spot as wide as my entire photo because I do like a nice wide flare, like a streak. Okay, and I'm going to make it a rectangular shape. And I'm going to increase the spot size as big as I can. You'll see that this circle inside is actually about as big as my headlight here. Now that size is going to be different. This is going to affect every photo differently based on the size of the photo. But for my picture, it happens to be the same size as my headlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my color and light tab. And I have some default settings in here that I've set. My overall strength, I just have it set to 100. My scope is set to 30. You can see everything here set to 0. I'm going to pick a color just so I can see it. I'm going to pick a really drastic color. So you can see there's a little bit of a blue tinge here now in my photo. And I'm going to make that stronger just so you can see it. I'm going to crank that up, like way up. So you can see that blue there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. I'm going to go into dynamic range and exposure. And I'm going to increase my exposure compensation to about 1.5. Okay, and you can see now it actually is starting to look like it's light that's affecting the photo. It's really bright. And I'm going to increase my scope. I'm going to crank it all the way up. Okay, and now it's really bright. And I did that for a reason because I'm going to shrink it later and it won't be so bright. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into my color and light because I'm going to want to change the color. I don't want it so blue. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this over my headlight. I'm going to center it. Okay. It's actually coming from the light, and then I'm going to shrink this. I'm going to make it as narrow as possible. Now the program will only let me make it so thin. I think it's until these dots are touching. I'm going to make it as thin as I can, and then you can see there's blue in there, which looks unnatural. I'm actually going to take that away. I'm going to make it a lot less blue, mostly white. So you can see there, I have a sort of a lens flare going on. I wish it was thinner. And guys, if there's a better way to do this that you know of, please leave a comment down below. I gladly talk about it. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that spot, I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to place it just over my other one. I'm actually going to overlap those two dots there. Close enough. And guys, there you go. It's kind of a neat little lens flare. You can add spots using this tool. You can do all kinds of things with this. But this will give you just a little bit of an extra effect that you could add to your photos. Again, it's not a replacement for a proper lens flare. I think lens flares are beautiful, but this does give you that extra little lighting effect to your photo. Guys, if this was at all helpful to you, consider leaving the video a like. If you know of a better way to do this or better settings, please leave a comment down below. I'm always looking to improve my skills. And guys, if this is something you're interested in, if you like videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. And guys, I'm going to show you how to use this selective editing tool to do a really cool effect. I want you to watch this video over here. It's one of my favorite effects. It takes 2 minutes to do. It's beautiful. Trust me, watch this video. It's going to change your life. Until next time.